Have you ever wondered how much control you truly have over your emotions? Welcome to the world of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that offers a framework to navigate the tumultuous seas of our emotions. Originating from the wise minds of ancient Greece, Stoicism continues to resonate in our modern world, providing timeless wisdom for emotional well-being. So buckle up, as we are about to delve into the profound wisdom of Stoicism and its application to our emotional lives. The first lesson Stoicism imparts is an understanding of our control. The ancient philosophers proposed a simple yet profound concept, the dichotomy of control. This idea divides the world into two spheres, things we can control and things we can't. Interestingly, the things we can control are quite limited. They reside within us, our actions, our decisions, our reactions, our perspectives. On the other hand, the world outside of us, events, circumstances, other people's actions, these are things we can't control. This is where the power of Stoicism lies. By focusing on what we can control, we can let go of the stress and frustration that come from trying to manipulate the uncontrollable. Instead of getting swept away in the turbulence of external events, we learn to control our responses, our internal weather. With this understanding, we can better navigate through the emotional ups and downs of life. The second lesson teaches us to embrace negative emotions rather than avoid them. Stoicism, in its profound wisdom, invites us to accept these emotions as an integral part of life. It's like accepting the rain on a cloudy day. It's just a part of nature. The same applies to our inner world. Anger, sadness, fear, and disappointment are natural responses to the challenges life throws at us. And it's not just about acceptance. Negative emotions can be our greatest teachers. They are a mirror, reflecting back to us areas of our lives that need attention and improvement. They help us grow, learn, and evolve. For instance, fear might be telling us to tread carefully or to prepare better. Sadness might be an indication that we need to take better care of our emotional health. By embracing these emotions, we turn them into tools for self-improvement. Remember, it is not the negative emotions that harm us, but how we react to them. Stoicism's third lesson advises us to detach from material possessions. In our world, where consumerism is often celebrated, this might seem counterintuitive. However, being overly attached to material things can lead to emotional turmoil. When we place our happiness in the hands of objects that can easily be lost, stolen, or broken, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Stoics advise us to view our possessions as borrowed rather than owned. Imagine if you borrowed a book from a friend. You'd enjoy it, take care of it, but you'd also be prepared to give it back when the time comes. The same principle applies to our possessions. They are here for us to use and enjoy, but ultimately, they are not ours to keep forever. This detachment doesn't mean we should not appreciate or take care of our possessions. Rather, it's about understanding their transient nature and not allowing them to control our emotions. Detach from material possessions and you detach from the emotional turbulence they can cause. Our fourth lesson from Stoicism is to live in the present. Stoicism teaches us that the present moment is the only reality we truly have. The past, with all its triumphs and traumas, is but a memory. The future, with its hopes and fears, is merely an illusion. Stoics remind us that dwelling on the past can lead to regret, while worrying about the future can cause anxiety. Neither of these states is conducive to peace or happiness. Instead, they encourage us to concentrate on the here and now, to fully immerse ourselves in our current tasks and experiences. This focus on the present allows us to take control of our mind and emotions. We can respond effectively to our circumstances rather than reacting impulsively. We can appreciate the beauty in every moment, the joy in each experience. Living in the present helps us to manage our emotions effectively and enjoy life more. The fifth Stoic lesson is the acceptance of death. This might be a bit unsettling for some, but it's a truth we all must face. Stoics believe that accepting the inevitability of death can actually help us lead more fulfilling lives. Why? Because when we acknowledge that our time is limited, we learn to appreciate the present more deeply. We stop wasting time on trivial matters and start focusing on what truly matters to us. we become more intentional with our actions, our relationships, and our aspirations. Moreover, accepting death helps us manage fear-based emotions. Many of our fears are rooted in the unknown, and death is the ultimate unknown. But if we can accept it as a natural and inevitable part of life, these fears lose their power over us. This doesn't mean that we should dwell on death, but rather use it as a reminder to live our lives to the fullest. Death is a part of life. Accepting it allows us to live fully and without fear. The sixth Stoic lesson revolves around cultivating virtue. Stoicism, at its core, encourages us to foster personal virtue and moral character. The Stoics believed that virtue is the highest form of excellence, something we can all aspire to and achieve. It's not about adhering to societal norms or expectations, but about cultivating an inner compass that guides us towards ethical action. Now, how does this lead to emotional stability? Well, when our actions align with our values, there's a sense of harmony and peace within us. We're no longer torn between what we want to do and what we think we should do. Virtue, in the Stoic sense, is about consistency between our ideals and our actions. It's about being true to ourselves, even when it's challenging. When we cultivate virtue, we're not just building character, we're also building resilience. We're equipping ourselves with an emotional armor that can withstand life's ups and downs. So, cultivate virtue and you cultivate a balanced emotional state. Finally, let's summarize these Stoic lessons and discuss their practical application. We began with understanding your control, recognizing that our power lies in controlling our reactions, not the events themselves. This could be as simple as choosing calmness when stuck in traffic, rather than succumbing to road rage. Next, we ventured into embracing negative emotions. Instead of avoiding discomfort, we can learn to accept it, to grow, and learn from it. This might mean acknowledging feelings of failure when a project doesn't go to plan, and using that experience to improve next time. We then explored detachment from material possessions, realizing that our worth is not defined by our belongings. This could be practiced by decluttering, letting go of items that we don't need or that don't bring us joy. Living in the present followed, reminding us to engage fully with the here and now. This might mean savoring your morning coffee, truly tasting it, instead of rushing through the experience. Acceptance of death encouraged us to live fully, knowing our time is limited. This lesson could be applied by making a bucket list and starting to tick off those experiences. Cultivating virtue was our penultimate lesson, urging us to act with integrity and kindness. This could be as simple as offering help to a neighbor or speaking truthfully even when it's difficult. Apply these Stoic lessons and you empower yourself to conquer your emotions, not be conquered by them.